In a democracy, one of the chief obligations of politicians is to protect our individual liberty and our personal rights. In the last 13 months of restrictions, the Prime Minister and provincial premiers have violated our rights and freedoms. We have been living with lockdowns and restrictions that have dictated every aspect of our lives for over a year. It was supposed to be a 2-week measure to flatten the curve. Never in the history of mankind has a country locked up its entire population to stop a virus. It is a failed experiment, and Canadians are paying the price. We must reopen our economy, knowing that Canadians under the age of 70 have a 99.95% survival rate among those infected with the virus. Canadians under 30 are more likely to die from the seasonal flu than from COVID-19. Governments and media are stoking public fear about COVID by silencing conflicting opinions and expertise. Doctors, nurses from across the country have proven that lockdowns are an ineffective measure. But the historical narrative is pushed above rational debate. This COVID hysteria must end. Common sense and scientific debate must prevail. Mr. Trudeau said vaccines were not enough to end mask warrants and social distancing restriction. The longer this fall crisis lasts for Trudeau, the more money he can spend without restriction and the more votes he can buy. We must open the economy and lock down Mr. Trudeau's spending. Because of these lockdowns and drastic measures, Canadians are dying from cancelled surgeries, operations, drug overdose, and suicide. Rates of depression have risen dramatically across the country, and our children have suffered immensely. The cure is worse than the disease. However, Trudeau and the federal government are not the only ones to blame. The provincial governments are responsible for the destruction of our economy and our society as well. A PPC government will not stand for this. The People's Party will encourage provinces to end their lockdowns by ending all financials of economic costs in relation to these ineffective lockdowns. Recently, we've read in the news that establishment politicians want to impose a vaccine passport. They want to divide us in two categories of citizens, vaccinated ones and unvaccinated people. Vaccinated Canadians will have privileges over unvaccinated. Unvaccinated people won't be able to travel, go to a hockey game, or to a rock concert. They will not be able to participate fully in civil society unless they obey to the tyrannical dictates of the establishment. I don't want a show me your papers society. We will never accept it. It's not the Canadian way. The People's Party of Canada is the only national political party fighting openly to end these authoritarian lockdowns and fighting against the imposition of vaccine passports. In the next general election, Canadians will have a clear choice between all the establishment parties, Liberal, Conservative, New Democrat, Green, and the Bloc Québécois, who support and defend these draconian measures, and the PPC, which will always defend our freedoms. I call upon Canadians today who have a fire in their hearts and want to see our country succeed. We must all work together and stand up against these tyrannical actions of the federal and provincial governments. Only through cooperation we can shape up Ottawa and start making Canada strong and free again. Thank you.